Season 16 is fast approaching, and your creepy damn uncle here is going to go through some of the details and tell y'all what's new this upcoming season. If you're too lazy to read about it or look it up, don't worry. You can sit back, relax, crawl up in bed, turn the lights off, put your headphones in and just listen to the soothing sounds of Bannock 13. Or you can watch me, it doesn't matter, you know, put your feet up, recline. You can be watching your favourite TV show and just be watching me as well and just listen to the verbal diarrhea coming out of my mouth. I'll be talking about everything about Season 16, what's new, what you can expect, and let's just kick it off. So, Season 16 is going to begin on January 18. So, it's called the Season of Grandeur. So, I wonder what that means. I wonder what this season's theme is going to be. The headline kind of tips it off there. But anyway, let's move on. It kicks off on January 18. So the new season theme is going to be the Ring of Royal Grandeur buff, which is going to be active for the entirety of the season, which means you don't have to have the Ring of Royal Grandeur equipped, and you also don't have to have it in Canized Cube for it to be active. So this is awesome, and for those of you that don't know how the Ring of Grandeur works, it basically gives you an additional set item. So if you have 5 items of Marauders for the Demon Hunter equipped, let's say, with the Ring of Royal Grandeur, it'll be like you've got the 6 set items equipped, if that makes sense. So it kind of allows you to really mix and match items and set items, and you can get different buffs. This is going to be really interesting. It's going to come up with a lot of different types of experimenting and combinations with items, because now we don't have to have it equipped and we don't have to have it in Canized Cube. It's going to be active the whole time. It'll also give us a bit of a buff early on in the season. We don't have to go farming the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which is usually done in Act 1 bounties, I believe. So the entirety of the season is going to have the legendary stat of the Ring of Royal Grandeur equipped. So unfortunately, the Ring of Royal Grandeur doesn't work with just one set item. So if you have one set item equipped, you're not going to get the bonus for having 2 set items. For some reason, it doesn't work with single items unless they're going to change that, which would be really, really interesting. Bear in mind, this buff does not stack with additional Ring of Royal Grandeur, with an additional Rings of Royal Grandeur. Damn! Imagine that you had that buff active and you also got the Ring of Royal Grandeur and it actually stacked on top of each other, which means you could be 2 set items less and get those bonuses. That would make things really interesting. So it's a shame that they're not doing that. I wish they did, but I suppose that would kind of make things a little bit ridiculous. There'll be people doing all sorts of combinations. It would have been really fun. Maybe, I don't know, they probably should have left it so it can stack. But anyway, it'll be interesting nonetheless. It's just unfortunate that you can't stack the buff with an actual ring, either in Canized or having it equipped. And new cosmetic rewards there, as you can see. New wings. I'm not too sure where they're going to drop or how you have to come about them, but I'll definitely look those up. So, moving on. That's the new season theme, and they're the new cosmetic rewards. Let's have a look what else we can expect in Season 16. Seasonal Journey Rewards. So for those of you that are unaware, you can actually get those extra stash tabs in your inventory. The way that you get them is by completing certain achievements throughout a season. So you can only get your extra stash tab in a season. And if you're not aware, you only have 5 on your first page and you have 1 on page 2 at the top, 1 stash tab. But you can get 4 extra ones if you've played 4 seasons and if you did all of the achievements necessary to get that stash tab. So over here is what's listed in order for you to get an extra stash tab. If you're like me, it doesn't matter because I've already got 10 total stash tabs, which is the absolute maximum amount that you can currently have, 10. So you have 5 on page 1, 5 on page 2. So for those of you that haven't got your extra stash tabs, make sure you do, because it definitely comes in handy, and you definitely get to keep the extra stash tabs when the season ends. You can keep it on your regular non-seasonal characters. Once the season ends, though, it'll roll over to your non-seasonal game mode. Other than that, you have to play through the season. It's not going to be available in non-season mode until the season ends, and then everything just rolls over your items, your character, everything goes into the non-season mode, and you can access those extra stash tabs on all of your other characters once the season ends. So definitely want to get your extra stash tabs, because if you play different classes and you're trying to play like different sets, and you're keeping all these gems and stuff, like, you need space in your inventory. It runs out super quick, and I think it's a really good idea and a good addition to the game that they have these extra stash tabs now. So what you're waiting for, make sure next season, season 16, you get your extra stash tab. Hydrox Gift, as always, it's a very good addition to the season journeys. So as you progress through your seasonal achievements, at certain times, at certain chapters, you'll get a Hydrox Gift, which is like a cache that you open, and you'll have set items in there, which is definitely something that's going to buff your character big time. Once you have your full set, you're going to be ready to take on those higher torment levels and push those higher, greater rifts. Now, every season has a different set that becomes available through Hydrox Gift. It's never the same one. They always change it up. So this season, for the Barbarian, you will receive Immortal Kings set. For the Crusader, it's Seeker of the Light, which I think has been buffed, but we'll get down to that shortly. Demon Hunter, Natalia's Vengeance, Monk, Juliana's, Necromancer, Traguls, Witch Doctor, Spirit of Arakia, and for the Wizard, you get the Veer's Amazing Arcana. Like I said, they mix it up every season. At the moment, I'm thinking of rolling a Barbarian this season. I don't know why. It's kind of... I haven't played Barbarian since Diablo 3 first came out, and I thrashed the hell out of the Barbarian. I was over it, and then I fell in love with the Demon Hunter, and Demon Hunter's been my main ever since. But then I've played every class anyway with Demon Hunter as my main, so I might go back to Barbarian. Anyway, enough babble about that for now. We'll talk about that a bit later on. Let's keep moving on and see what else we can expect in Season 16. Now, this one I'm really excited and happy about. It's about time they did this. They're going to actually color code when Primal Ancients drop. They're changing the light structure, and it's actually, or the beam that's glowing, it's an awesome idea. So as you can see pictured there, a legendary will drop as orange, set item will drop with green, and then your primals are going to be dropping in red. So you know 100% that you've received a primal, and you're not going to accidentally open up a legendary and not realize that it's a primal, and maybe you might salvage it by accident because you're mass salvaging things like later on in the game because you're getting so many legendaries. The primals can be a little bit easy to miss, but now they're going to be glowing red, and they're going to have that red beam on there. In addition to that, on your map, so if you press M for map, it's going to have that red pentagram there, so you know your Primal Ancient is there. You go get it, and once you open it, it'll have this awesome portrait frame. As you can see here, the Ring of Royal Grandeur Primal Ancient Legendary Ring. And like I mentioned before, reduces the number of items needed for set bonuses by 1. So if you have 4 items, it'll be like you have 5. If you have 5, it's going to be like you have 6. But it's a minimum of 2 items. So like I did mention, you can't have 1 set item. So imagine Legacy of Nightmares. If you had one of the Legacy of Nightmares rings equipped, and imagine getting the bonus of having 2 of them. And they've actually been buffed this season. We're going to get to that shortly down below. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't use single items, set items, but it's still going to be a pretty awesome buff this season. Let's move on. Now, check this out. This is major right here. A lot of items have been buffed is what's happened. Pretty much everything has been buffed from what I can see. But what you can definitely note is Legacy of Nightmares there. The 2 set item bonus has been increased from 100% increased damage to 750%. That's a huge buff. 750% damage increase. So imagine the combinations that we're going to be able to do with Legacy of Nightmares. We can have Legacy of Nightmares equipped, and we're going to have that Ring of Royal Grandeur buff, so we don't have to have that equipped, and we can have like all these different combinations with sets. So we can have Legacy of Nightmares, plus you can have like a regular set equipped. It's going to... I can't wait to start experimenting. I didn't play the public test realm, but I'm definitely going to smash through Season 16. I'm on holidays at the moment, and I'll be on holidays for a few weeks through Season 16, so you can expect a lot of Season 16 content coming right up. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you subscribe. Anyway, moving on. The Barbarian Legacy of Raykor. The set bonus is increased from 2800 to 5500. Immortal Kings increased from 1500 to 4000. Mod of the Earth 5600 to 20,000. Mod of the Earth is going to be super OP. Wrath of the Wastes increased from 3,000 to 10,000. Man, I'm definitely rolling a barb. Now, I'm not going to go and read all of them, but you get the idea. Like looking through here, Crusader, Thorns of the Invoker, Roland's Legacy. Everything's received pretty substantial buffs. Roland's Legacy is definitely a set that I liked, that had a lot of potential, but just didn't do enough damage. So that's gone up from 3,300 to 13,000. Like everything, every class has received buffs here, including Legacy of Nightmares, like I mentioned. Only the Necromancer, which maybe they feel they're a bit OP when it comes to damage already. They've only increased the Tragouls, and that's not much either, from 3,300 to 3,800, Witch Doctor there. So Wizard as well received a lot of buffs. So it's going to be an interesting season for sure. That's pretty much it. It gets into frequently asked questions here. We don't have to go into all that. You all know when the season begins. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel. I will be doing some live streaming as well. I don't know whether it'll be on Twitch or on YouTube, but I definitely want to play through some of Season 16 and stream it. My good internet connection is coming next month, so I'll definitely be doing a lot of streaming. But for the time being, I have to use my cell phone, my mobile device for a quick internet connection, or for the upload speed anyway, in order to be able to stream in decent quality anyway that I'm happy with. So I'm not going to be able to stream too much because it's a ridiculously expensive way to pay for internet through the cell phone, and it chews through the data. But I'll definitely be doing some because I'm home, I'm not working, I finally got the time, I just haven't got the internet power. God damn you, internet. So thanks for tuning in. That's pretty much everything you need to know, all the major changes and details to Season 16. My fellow Nephilim, I'll see you in New Tristram. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you keep visiting your favourite creepy uncle in this entire universe. This guy.